Is it possible to stop the patterns of sickness and death in your family? One man says he's seen it happen for him, and it can happen for you. Damon Davis of Legacy Worldwide joins us to tell us his story and how it led him to write the new book, God Cures, 21 Days to Wholeness in Spirit, Soul, and Body. Thanks for being here, Damon. First of all, a brief history of your family health story and how God healed you.
Sure. First of all, it's an honor and a privilege to be with you on the network and to be interviewed on this powerful topic that so many people worldwide are struggling with: sick, diseased, dying. In fact, I like to say that people are at three places in their life and don't know it. They're either sick, they're diseased, or they're dying. And I'm going to get into why I say that in a little bit. But my story is actually not unique in consideration of the millions of people in the United States and abroad that have some form of sickness or disease. I was diagnosed with acute autoimmune issues in my 30s, and but that was after surviving a issue with my heart disease that I like to explain took my life 12 times. And in my history, back multiple generations, my great-grandfather died of heart disease by 58. My grandfather died of heart disease by 57. It was actually 57, 58. And my father, if it wasn't for cancer that took him out of this world, by the way, at 57 years of age, it's because he survived cardiomyopathy, heart disease. So 3 generations of men who suffered of heart disease, 2 that went home to be with the Lord, and the 3rd, my father, that had heart disease, but it was cancer from all of that toxic medication that he took because he had a heart transplant. And of course, now me. I am here to celebrate that God cures, and I am here to tell the world about it. So, pleasure to be on the program.
So lots of generations of men dying before their time in their 50s. And what makes your life different?
Well, I think all of our life is different. Anybody who's struggling with some sickness or disease or some issue, some impairment of the body, because all of us were created the sons and daughters of a Most High King. It sounds cliche, but I mean it. We were put here with a purpose. God placed in our heart a destiny, and we have a calling, a gift to unleash on the world. And the enemy would like nothing more except to see that from happening. And so my story is unique because, as I profile in my book, I discovered what makes man sick, and I have discovered what we can do to get well, that God wired us for healing. He planted in our bodies, the amazing creator that he is, the greatest architect, greatest engineer, greatest physicist, the creator created our bodies designed to heal themselves, where we can move into a place that medical science, that alternative care, that great universities have all gotten behind to support this truth, and that is that our bodies are designed to heal themselves. Yes, conventional medicine is important. Yes, alternative care is important. Yes, supernatural healing is available and alive on planet Earth today. But God created our bodies to heal themselves if we know how to move ourselves into a place of alignment, where our body can move into a place of homeostasis. And that's what I talk about in the book.
And how do you get to that place of alignment and homeostasis?
Yeah, I like to explain it like this. You know, when our car is driving down the road and it starts to shimmy, we pull it over, and the mechanic tells us that we need our wheels aligned. You get back on the road and everything's smooth. We were created triune man in the image of a triune God, spirit, soul, and body. And there's a proper order of things. The spirit that's connected with God and his spirit, it governs and leads the soul, and the soul over our body, and our body, this temple of the Spirit of God. Those 3 parts can get out of alignment. When they move out of alignment, we move out of harmony, balance. And that's when things go crazy. And for me, that was my story. I'm in my 30s. I'm happy. I'm building a business, continuing a legacy of my father and men before me who, by the way, were all pastors, who all were dedicated to ministry and carrying the gospel to the world. I'm in that business today, working with an agency that is working with pastors and ministries all over the globe, getting the gospel out. I'm living life. Things seem to be going well. On the outside, I looked like the picture-perfect representative of health. But on the inside, I was a train wreck. My marriage was strained. My business was working me too much. I had way too much stress in my life. I was out of balance. And when we are out of balance, when we're not, and this is not about rules and regulations. I believe in a great God and His grace, and that we have the unmerited favor of a God that loves us. He's not up there with a scorecard to condemn us and judge us, but we have a biological order. Our bodies function a certain way. And when we get out of alignment, when our spirit, our soul, and our body are in disarray or in chaos, then in time, it will take its toll. And we can move into a place of sickness that progresses into disease, and it doesn't take much for the enemy to nudge us. And on that track where we are impaired because of illness, where we're impaired because of sickness, the master strategy of the enemy is for us to not discover our destiny, not discover our purpose, not to see the gifts and callings come out from us. And that's what I profile in the book, God Cures. This book is not just about getting healthy. That's important. It's not about getting well only. It's a 21-day journey to discover how to live great, look good, and love well. And that's what I profile in the book.
Well, we certainly know there are a lot of folks who are trying to cure generational illnesses and who, like you, have relatives who died far too young in their 50s and don't want to repeat that same pattern. Damon Davis, the book is called God Cures. Thanks so much for your time. Great to see you.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.